As you get a job in the USA, either as a doctor or anything, it's very exciting because then you see a huge increase in your pay for most of us, and then suddenly you're confused what the heck is going on and what to do with all this. So here are a list of 8 very simple things you must do with your money starting today. Hi there, I'm Dr. Rajiv here. I'm a double board certified doctor working in the USA for many years, guiding many hundreds of doctors like you. I'm not a financial pro or anything, but I do know of simple things of what one should do in terms of saving their wealth, in terms of saving their money, and also building their wealth. And here are some 8 simple things I want to share with you that I think everyone should know. Now, the first thing is, as soon as you receive your pay, you're going to see a huge difference in how much you get paid as to how much your salary is. Now, try to understand what this means. So first, see, there are many things that get deducted. So one is your federal tax, state income tax, social security taxes, Medicare, health insurance, and any retirement contributions. So spend some time to understand your pay stub, and you must know where your money is going, because many times, although you cannot control it, at least educating yourself will know that, okay, what are the strategies you can come up with in order to mitigate them. Second thing is, keep some money for your emergency expenditures. Now, your first saving goal must be fairly simple. Save whatever money you can to begin with. Now, this is for any unexpected expenses. Let's say your car breaks, you have a house problem, your medical bills, some family emergency, you need to travel outside. It could be anything. So generally, I suggest to keep this in a high yield savings account where you're gathering some interest and not all of it in your checking account. Now, this is more like a safety cushion in case something were to happen. The third thing is contribute to your retirement funds, which is 401k or 403b. Now, if your employer starts a matching program, which you would hear when you're getting hired, just take it. It's completely free money because they're matching for whatever you're contributing and paying it for free. Now, these strategies reduces your taxes. It starts building long-term wealth, which are really critical. And I would suggest to start doing this from day one or as soon as you start feeling comfortable with the system. The fourth thing is open a Roth IRA. Now, this is very powerful because your money can grow tax-free. If you're early in your career, like you're coming in a starting job, residency, fellowship, your income is relatively lower. This is the perfect time to contribute to these Roth accounts where the money grows tax-free. But later, as your income grows, you may not qualify for Roth IRA because Roth does have income limits. In those cases, you can actually do what is called as a backdoor Roth. In other words, this is a legal tax loophole that people can use by opening a traditional IRA account and then recharacterizing into a Roth IRA. Of course, talk to your own tax professional or a CPA to understand the implications in your case. The next thing to do is automate all your savings. So don't depend on any willpower because we get busy and we tend to spend a lot of money. So set up a system where you have some automatic transfers every month that is actually saving you some money. For example, you have your primary checking account in which the pay is coming. You open a savings account and a part of your salary goes from checking to savings, and you decide that, okay, fine, that's for emergency funds. I'm not going to touch that. You let it grow, hopefully with some interest through high yield savings account. Now, with this, your money can grow quietly in the background and you are actually less stressed as you get older. Now, the next thing is avoid any huge jumps in your lifestyle. For example, now many people fall into this trap. As soon as they see their first paycheck, they want to buy a Mercedes Benz, they want to buy a Porsche, they want to do a lot of great things. Of course, these are important, but remember that there is an appropriate time for everything where you have to do these purchases. So resist your temptation and take it easily and slowly because you're just technically starting your job. The next thing is build your credit. This is very important. It's important to have a credit card so your credit gets built whether you like it or not. Unfortunately, having a credit card is generally a good idea, but making sure you pay it off on time is even more important so you don't pay any interest on it, because as you're building your credit scores, then if you need to get a loan to buy a house, a car, then everything would tend to be slightly less expensive as compared to having a poor credit scores. And many times people with poor credit scores may have extremely difficult time getting loans as well. So good credit score means a cheaper life. And also the last thing I would say, review your spending once a month. I need to get better at this as well because I don't do that. You do not need a complicated budget, easily said than done. Once a month, at least check what's going on with your bank activities, with your credit card, so you know where most of the money is going. Especially important as you're starting out. Of course, it's important for everyone. So when you review it regularly, then you can at least know that if you're spending too many things for waste. In fact, in my own personal personal experience. I did not realize I had 2 Netflix subscription accounts, and I was actually paying Netflix twice the money every month without recognizing I had 2 accounts. And this happened for quite some time. Until then I realized, and of course I canceled one of the accounts. So things like this happen. So be very cognizant of how you can plan yourself, and these are the simple things that you can get started. And of course, if you have more ideas, I would love to hear those. Please post in the comments below and let me think, or let me see what other thoughts you have. You could be smarter than me, so I would love to hear those. Of course, if you need any guidance from us for your career in establishing yourself as a doctor or any healthcare professional in many countries, then you can always go to, in the USA, Canada and other countries, you can always go to our website www.imgsecrets.com, book an appointment from there, and we will be more than happy to guide you with all the steps of how you can be successful with your career. Next, I encourage you to watch this out, where I managed to buy a house in the US by not paying any down payment. That's exactly right, 100% loan. Not very common, but does happen. And any questions, do post in the comments below. Take care, stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. I'm not a. The next thing to do is automate all your savings. So don't depend on any